We'll do the laptop thing. Sounds good. All right, so yeah, this is I've not heard about this. Apparently it's some kind of trend that, well, okay. Let us put trend in quotes. It is a TikTok quote trend that has students setting their laptops on fire. I have no idea what is causing this, what they are doing to do it. Let's find out. That's certainly not good. What the fuck?
There's a new trend amongst kids in high school, middle school, you name it, and it's setting your laptop on fire. Kids across America are shoving mechanical pencils, paper clips, you name it, in their Chromebooks that my damn tax money's going towards.
Yes.
And they're setting them on a fire. And the lithium battery is causing some issues. It's not just any fire. These fires are a little bit more complicated.
This TikTok trend is called
you cannot like put out a battery fire. You cannot put out a lithium-ion battery fire with water. You cannot put it out at all. If you have a lithium-ion fire, you need to just let the fucking thing burn. You don't touch it. Because if you do anything to try and put it out, it could either explode or flare up. Yeah, it's like you have to literally let them burn themselves out. It's like I think the standing orders for most fire departments, if they have like a Tesla that's caught on fire, is to just leave it alone and let the fucking thing burn. Like just if there's a Tesla that's on fire, back off and you don't touch it, and you just have to let it burn itself out. Because you cannot put it out. And like submerging it is all well and good, but chances are you don't have anywhere nearby to submerge a car, in the case of a car. Now, laptop, sure, you could throw it into a tub that's filled up with water and let it sit there for days. Sure, but it's still not ideal.
Chromebook challenge where kids intentionally set their Chromebooks on fire. So the trend encourages students to insert lead or metal objects into the USB ports of their Chromebooks, deliberately causing electrical short circuits. Belleville police say yesterday morning they found a charred Chromebook at the high school.
Jesus!
Police believe a staff member saw the smoking laptop and removed it from the classroom. All students and staff members had to be evacuated from the high school.
I know exactly who.
And people wonder why the youth in America right now is some of the most uneducated fuckers to come out of the educational institution. You can put some blame on the school systems themselves, but you've got kids doing this shit for a TikTok trend. You've got these kids literally creating a fire/explosion hazard with school property, and they're making TikToks like, yeah, I don't want to work. Like, what the fuck is wrong with high school, with school kids these days? Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with them? We're getting to the point where now they need to start thinking about removing all electronics from these kids when they come to school. These kids should no longer be, we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, the kids that go to school don't get electronics. No phones, no computers. They do everything with pen and paper. If they want to take a computer class, they can only go take it in this one specific room where the computers are located. Otherwise, it's pen and paper, and you'll be lucky if you get a calculator. Seriously, that's like the way they need to go, because these kids are fucking savages. The kids in these schools are fucking savages. The schools are not punishing them. The parents are not punishing them. The courts are not punishing them. And what all these kids learn is, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I won't get punished. That's what these kids are learning. I can literally blow up my school computer and not a fucking thing is going to happen to me. That's what the kids are learning in school now, instead of actually getting a fucking education.
who's doing this. Okay, these are the kids. They didn't study for their tests. They didn't get the homework done in time. And this is the new age pulling the fire alarm. Okay, but that only gets you out of class for as long as it takes the people to locate the fire alarm
charged, Leo,
and turn it off. But if you set a fucking Chromebook on fire with those cancer fumes coming out of it, you might get the whole day off. The only problem, of course, like you'll see here with that Belleville student, 15-year-old charged with third-degree arson and criminal mischief. So you don't get off scot-free. So if sending your kid off...
Well, okay. And again, charged does not equal he's going to suffer consequences. That's the key thing. Like, the school might suspend him. Who knows? They might even expel him. But in the U.S., charged means fuck all. My guess is they will probably drop the fucking charges or get rid of the arson charge, charge him with criminal mischief, which is next to nothing. He'll get like a suspended sentence or something. This kid will not be punished. And we damn sure can't count on the parents to punish him. Because if the parents were actually doing their fucking job and raising a decent kid, he wouldn't be deliberately setting his fucking Chromebook on fire. This is why young people in the States are fucking animals.
Off to school wasn't stressful enough. Now parents gotta fucking start putting Bane masks on their kids so they don't inhale fucking lithium smoke. Because a lot of people are doing this, more than you think.
Fire officials say even if it appears the laptop has stopped smoking, there is still a potential for danger.
What happens with lithium batteries, they'll reignite. Most people don't know that. So they'll bring it back into the house or they'll put it away, think it's okay, and then hours later they'll have a problem.
At like a rapid pace, and that puts the battery in what's called thermal runaway. At that point, the batteries are just going to continue to overheat to the point that it could explode.
This shit's like an army recruiter's wet fucking dream. 1.0 GPA students who are making IEDs out of laptops. What more could they ask for? I think America's back. This shit is insane. It says, y'all, the superintendent had to beg us not to commit arson because it's only Thursday and 17 kids are already suspended because of the Chromebook challenge. One kid shoved graphite in a charging port. It started smoking and he panicked and poured his entire Gatorade on it, and it sparked and started smoking. And then 3 periods later, he tried to redeem himself by pouring hot glue into his charging port.
Are you fucking kidding me? If this isn't referring to this singular school, 17 kids in this singular school have been suspended because they set their fucking Chromebooks on fire. 17 kids in one fucking school. That is fucking insane. The fact that the superintendent had to beg them not to commit arson. I'm sorry, no, superintendent, you're not doing your fucking job. If you are getting to the point where you have to beg your students not to commit arson and set their Chromebooks on fire, then you as the superintendent need to make the command fucking decision of, cool, everybody loses their Chromebook.
17 kids. 0 brain cells.
Yeah. No, honestly, yes, that, but you know what? The superintendent should have made a command decision, said, everybody lose their Chromebook. Right now. The superintendent said, teachers, everybody collect everybody's Chromebooks. We're going old school, back to pen and paper. You kids, you guys want to act like this? Cool. You don't get the Chromebooks anymore. If you want to endanger your fellow students, endanger the property of the school by potentially burning it down with an exploding fucking Chromebook, you don't get the Chromebook. Take them the fuck away. Go back to old school. Go back to pencil and paper. It's literally that fucking simple. You don't, the school curriculum is not done in such a way where you have to use the gold classroom. Or you can do everything on pen and paper and then tell the kids, when you get home, you get on your own personal computers and you put it into the Google Classroom. If you want to act this way, take the Chromebooks away from them. If they are such fucking savage animals that the desire to do a TikTok trend that results in your Chromebook catching on fire and potentially blowing up and putting everyone's life and health at risk, you don't need to have that Chromebook. In this case, Shadows, I think it can be done without. I think that they could take the Chromebooks away from them, make them use pen and paper, and say, when you get home, you get on your own personal fucking computers, and you transcribe this to on your home computers to the Google Classroom. This is fucking insane. And the fact that the superintendent had to beg the students not to commit arson, superintendent, you have failed your job. If a superintendent has to beg students not to commit arson, that superintendent, as well as the teachers of the school, have failed. It also means the parents of these students have failed. Okay, basically every adult involved with these children have fucking failed in their job, in their respective jobs.
And he's an ISS, which, I mean, that is, it's better than getting charged with arson. But the madness does not end there, because somebody actually had to go to the hospital because of this trend.
Well, a student was sent to the hospital today after attempting the Chromebook laptop challenge. We've been reporting to you. It's all over.
Okay, and the news needs to stop saying the Chromebook challenge. They need to stop glorifying it like that, because this is, at least in a small part, the news talking about a blankety blank challenge. You know what that's going to do? It's going to cause more of these dumb fucking kids to look up the challenge online and look at doing it themselves. Yeah, exactly. This needs to be presented as a crime. Instead of saying, okay, let's
To the hospital because of this trend.
Well, a student was sent to the hospital today after attempting the Chromebook laptop.
No. Say a student was sent to the hospital today after committing arson. Call it like it is. By doing this flowery language shit of saying, after doing the Chromebook TikTok challenge, no. Because you're only glorifying it. You say a student was sent to the hospital after setting his Chromebook on fire and committing arson. You saying, oh, it was a TikTok challenge, it makes it sound lighthearted. It makes it sound like, oh, this is you're calling it a challenge. Guess what dumb fucking kids do? They try to do challenges. Stop soft languaging it and call it what it is. It is a fucking crime.
Challenge we've been reporting to you. It's all over TikTok. Your reporter Bryant Reed is now live at Plainville Middle School, where the incident happened, with the details. Bryant.
Yeah, Kara, we've heard from the superintendent of the school system, and he says that the student accused of doing this is going to face criminal charges in juvenile court. Police say the student who caused this...
So he's going to get nothing. He's going to face criminal charges in juvenile court, which means he's not going to get fucking anything. It's well known juvenile court is a fucking joke, and a child rarely gets punished at all in juvenile court. Yeah, and it took them this long to say he's being charged. Like, that should have been what was the first words of this guy's mouth?
With the details, Bryant.
Yeah, Kara, we've heard from the superintendent of the school system, and he says that the student accused of doing this is going to face criminal charges in juvenile court. Police...
Okay. Again, he's going to face charges in juvenile court. It's not even going to do anything. If any, the most he's going to get maybe is community service. And Grundle, the challenge is basically sticking lead or metal or something into the USB or charging ports of a Chromebook so the Chromebook catches fire and or blows up. That's the challenge. The challenge is getting school kids to blow up their Chromebooks. That's it. Well, Atanashi, only if it's appropriate. Only if it's appropriate community service and it's a robust amount of community service. If it's like 5 hours community service, then they're not gonna fucking care. You know, if it was like, okay, you're gonna be spending the next 6 months doing community service, that might do it. Like basically any free time you have is going to be spent doing community service, that might get it into their head.
Said a student who caused this stuck scissors into the laptop and it started smoking. She then told police she inhaled the smoke from the laptop, and that's why she was later sent to the hospital.
Which I gotta say, I mean, come on. You're hitting these puff bars all day long. You're hitting the Juul, and you can't take one hit of lithium smoke. You gotta go to the hospital.
For God's sake. And by the way, guys, all of this, like, get rid of TikTok. TikTok is not the cause of this. TikTok is a symptom, not the cause. TikTok is a transmission method. If TikTok really did go away, if the whole TikTok ban actually occurred and TikTok went away, this would still happen. It would still go on Instagram. It would still go on Facebook. It would still go on, like, people would show it probably on fucking YouTube. It would still be on social media. It would go on Twitter, Insta, whatever. TikTok is just one avenue to show this. So getting rid of TikTok doesn't fix the problem. At all. It doesn't fix the issue.
Hospital. I mean, if you're gonna do the crime, don't be a pussy, all right? Grow a sack. I don't care if you're a fucking middle school girl. Just fucking man up. And being a grown-ass man whose brain is allegedly fully developed, although I'm a little bit suspicious of that, you see things like this, and you realize that I don't even think these kids have, like, terrible intentions. They're just fucking dumb.
That doesn't even look like a high school kid. I think that's
like, for example,
might be a middle school
the guy
kid.
who goes speeding down the highway and kills somebody because he's speeding never thinks he's gonna kill somebody. It just happens, right? So I think it's very
Okay. I'm gonna point something out. I'm gonna point something out here. This is not happening in school. This does not appear to be happening in school. This is happening in a restaurant. Okay, he is not doing this in a school facility. It looks like he's doing this inside a McDonald's. So that's one thing I just want to point out. At least he waited until he was outside of school. He's still a dumbass. And remember the other day we talked about Darwinism? Like, I went, a little bit off when we brought up Darwinism with the whole thing with the zoos. This is Darwinism right here. These kids doing this shit, setting their Chromebooks on fire, inhaling toxic fumes, potentially killing themselves. Even though they're teenagers, it's Darwinism. We are seeing it at play right now. And thank you, Region.
Somebody because he's speeding never thinks he's going to kill somebody. It just happens, right? So I think it's very similar to this. These kids are setting these things on fire. They don't think anything bad's really going to happen. They're just kind of fucking around. But something bad could happen. And I feel like this response where this kid is just incriminating himself on YouTube, by the way. I think this response is kind of telling of that, because this guy says, bro, that is fucking breaking the computer and then you're posting it online. It is like you want to incriminate yourself. And he just responds, LOL. So he just doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't think these kids, they don't fucking care because they don't get punished. Flat out. They don't get punished. Because the schools don't do shit. The parents don't do shit. These kids literally, the courts don't do shit if they ever get arrested. So these kids know that they can literally get away with almost anything. They don't fucking care. They have no fear of repercussion. And nor Hesliosus obeyed. Hazel's. Oh, nor has issue. Oh, that's in a capital I. Nor has issues. Thank you for the follow.
Fuck. I don't think any of these kids doing it give a fuck. They don't think what they're doing is that bad, which if I was a kid, I probably wouldn't think it's that bad either. But
okay. Another factor. They're doing it because they don't have to pay for this. Punishment aside, they should still be fucking punished. They don't have to pay for this. This is a school Chromebook. So any damage that they do, they'll just go, hey, they'll just give me a new one. I don't care. And they don't have to pay for it. Or if the school says, okay, your family's got to pay for this new Chromebook, the kid's like, my parents will pay for it. I don't have to pay for a fucking thing. And chat, what have I said is the one singular way to get anyone that does stupid shit like this to sit up and pay attention? What is the one thing that they will always pay attention to when for this? Exactly. You hit them in the fucking wallet. If these kids did this and then they were forced to work and pay for a replacement on this, then they'd sit up and pay attention. The minute they start feeling the pinch in the wallet, that's when they'll actually give a shit. Because they don't give a shit about anything else. They don't. They don't give a shit about the school. They don't care if their parents have to pay. There's like, fuck it, everybody else is gotta deal with this. I don't have to deal with shit. If they actually have to deal with it, if they actually have to pay, or if they don't have money, they have to work to earn money to pay, then they'll start caring. Because now you are not only taking their money, but you're taking their time. And it will also be an incredibly valuable lesson about actions have consequences. Because until these actions have consequences, they will continue to not give a fuck, and they will get worse and worse. And as one of you guys said, they will turn into Johnny Somali. That is what allowing kids to just keep doing this shit and not actually punishing them, that's what it does. They turn into fucking Johnny Somali, and look where he is now. On the road to spending 30 plus years in a South Korean prison. At minimum. That's the way these kids are going. We are, the people in the US that are the parents of these children are literally raising a generation of asshat fucking useless chaos streamers. That is the type of individual these parents are raising by not disciplining their children, by not teaching the value of anything, and letting them do whatever the fuck they want. They are raising a generation of completely useless individuals. And I mean completely useless individuals.
Obviously, having perspective, this is so fucking dumb. In an infinite amount of ways, this is dumb. This comment's absolutely wild. This kid says, I told a kid to stop doing that, and they friends said I was crashing out. We truly live in a society where setting things on fire is cool. This is the most Gen Z fucking Gen Alpha shit I've ever read in my life. Saying somebody's crashing out because they're saying don't set the fucking school laptops on fire.
You know, also knows, I told the kid stop, and they friends said I was crashing out. This hurts my soul on multiple levels right now. This post right here, and it's edited too, which is the even scarier part. This post is edited, and they still don't know how to use proper grammar. Even though this kid is trying to do the right thing and trying to tell other kids to stop trying to set your fucking Chromebook on fire, and the buddies and the guys said friends were saying they were crashing out. Yeah, like adding a comma where it's not needed, and like this. Oh my god, this fucking hurts. Like chat, we need to be scared about the future. This is the generation. Both this poster and the people that they're talking about This is the generation that we as a society will be relying upon to run things. As we get older and they start coming into the workforce and they start coming into the government and they start being the ones to run things. This should fucking terrify you.
These kids are fucking crazy. They're acting like cavemen that just discovered how to make fire. I imagine this is exactly how it went. This kid said, my school's principal sent an email about this today, and it stated that any students caught doing this would be suspended and prohibited from technology for the rest of the school year.
Good.
And would be charged with criminal mischief. The worst.
Good. That's the right call. That's the right fucking call by that principal. You get caught doing this, you've lost your technology privileges for the year. Absolutely the right call. Make them go back to pen and paper. If they cannot be mature enough not to set their fucking computers on fire, you don't need to have a computer. Abso-fucking-lutely. Now, will that principal stand by their word? That's the question. The principal would need to stand by their word. But if they do, fucking base right there. Not only suspended, so booted out of school, but when they come back from school, you don't get any technology. You don't get a Chromebook, you don't get a phone, you don't get anything. You get a pen and paper, and that's it. Live like it's the 1990s again.
The worst part about that would be being prohibited from technology for the rest of the school year. I mean, give me 3 years in juvie over long division without a calculator. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. The principals and the teachers are even just threatening jail over the speaker, and in classrooms they're saying, listen, you're gonna fucking die if you do this. I feel like they're getting desperate. They're trying.
That is falling on deaf ears. Telling a school kid, like junior high, high school, trying to appeal to their sense of self-preservation by saying, if you do this, you will die, doesn't work. Because kids at this age feel invincible. They feel absolutely invincible. The concept of them dying never enters their mind. Every fucking thing they do, not once do they ever think, I could die from this. I could lose my life. It never enters into their mind. So trying to appeal to a kid's self-preservation of you could die from this, they won't fucking care. And they also won't believe you. Because they are not mature enough, their brains have not developed enough to grasp that, yes, I could actually lose my life. At that age, they still think that they're invincible. Do you want to know how you get through to them? Threaten to take away something from them. Take away their technology, like that principal did. Take away their money, where if they destroy a Chromebook, they're on the hook to pay for it. Somehow. Most of the kids in these schools are of an age where they can get a job. At like 15, 16 years old, you can get a job. So the school should absolutely, okay, you want to destroy that Chromebook? Cool. You owe us $300. Pay up. I don't fucking care how you get the money. Pay the fuck up.
Trying to scare these kids, but they have no fear.
Students, if you're causing damage to Chromebooks or any of our school facilities, you will be punished. You will receive a fee of $400 for Chromebooks, and you have a chance of having arrested for criminal damage.
Okay. Good. That's the way to do it. If you damage the Chromebook, you're going to be charged $400. Now, I guarantee you, every single one of those kids that heard that message said, Mommy and Dad, immediately thought, well, Mommy and Daddy will just pay for it. So, again, it's not only the school that needs to stick this to the kids. The parents also need to do it. So if they do it, the school said, yeah, Yes, only $400, Silver. Chromebooks are cheap. Chromebooks are very cheap. They are not expensive. $400 actually is a little bit higher than I thought it would be. The school not only needs to stick them with the $400 bill, the parents need to come in right behind and say, you're working to earn that money, young man or young lady. That is your bill. We're not paying for that. You need to go get a fucking job and earn that money. So the parents are another half of this equation that need to actually get on their kids' back and make sure that they are the ones to pay and that mommy and daddy just don't take care of it for.
Quiet. No, you don't, because it's still happening. If enough electricity gets into your body, it can and will stop your heart. Stop sticking things in outlets.
It seems like this is...
Stop sticking things in... Did he say outlets? And you could hear the kid in the background there. His teacher's trying to say, you will fucking die if you get shocked by this electricity. It will stop your heart. The kid didn't care. This kid, yeah. They're sticking fucking, oh my God. They don't care. Lion Tamer, they don't care. It's a combination of the normal child stuff where a child thinks they're invincible and they can't die, along with not being punished. Because that's part of the development process when these kids grow up. Part of their development is when they do something so stupid it endangers their life, the adults are supposed to, at least metaphorically speaking, smack the fuck out of them and say, no. The adults need, that's part of raising the kids, is you give them a metaphorical slap and say, no, you will die if you do that. They have to do janitorial work at minimum wage after school and on weekends to pay the $400. I mean, aloha? Not a bad idea. Certainly not a bad idea. Make them actually work to earn the money to pay back the Chromebook. Because then you're going to be taking away money from them and time. And those are the only two things that these dumb fucking kids give a shit about.
It seems like this is just the newest installation.
I stuck my finger in an outlet when I was an infant. According to my father, I don't remember it, but I've been careful since.
Yeah, I bet that kind of thing sticks with you.
It seems like this is just the newest installation of kids just fucking with the Chromebooks. Because I remember seeing these a while back where they're just destroying them for fun. They're throwing them against walls. They're just getting as creative as they can in destroying these things. Which, I mean,
hell.
Better than setting them on fire. But regardless, it seems that, you give somebody a fucking good...
Okay, the next time someone wants to get pissy and moany about the schools are getting too much money, the next time someone wants to bitch and moan about the schools being funded too much and want to threaten to defund schools, here's a reason why the schools are losing fucking money. When these fucking little animals just for fun destroy their Chromebooks because they know the school just give them another one, they don't fucking care. And that's why the schools have to spend money. They have to spend hundreds of fucking dollars every time these little fucking savages do this. Yes, J10, it is. This is what happens. This is what happens when you have a society of parents that just go, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to do a thing. My kids are great. They can take care of themselves. I'll be over here watching TV or getting high or something. This is what happens when parents don't fucking parent. You basically get a generation of fucking heathens that nobody wants around. Nobody wants to be around, that they can't take care of themselves. When these kids graduate from school, they're not going to be able to take care of themselves. They're not going to know how to fucking do anything. They will not be able to handle society. Already, college kids, already college-age individuals can't handle doing a regular fucking job. Every fucking one of them wants to be a streamer or be an influencer. And I've seen at least one video of a woman literally crashing out and crying. She was probably like 25 or something. And she was crashing out, crying her eyes out because she had to work a 9-to-5 job. Exactly. Yeah, my fuck. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's fucking do this. The training class that I went through for my job back in like what, July? July or August, I forget which. The training class that I went through, where I was learning the system that we were going to be using for doing my job. Chat, I bullshit you not. I had people in my training class, and they must, I don't know for sure, but they must have been like early to mid-20s. Chat, they did not know how to use a fucking computer. They could not use a computer. They literally said so during the training class. I've never really used a computer. I don't know how to do this. And they applied for and accepted a job where their entire job is using a computer. No, I am not kidding. I am dead fucking serious. They did not know how to properly use a keyboard. And that was someone who I suspect was like early to mid-20s. This is the generation that we as a society are expecting to take over. Yes, I was, Xanax. You guys remember when I would come on stream and damn near every other day I would be bemoaning and be tearing my hair out at how fucking stupid the 20 or so people in my class were. The stupidity was mind-numbing. This is what we're looking at. The next generation is even worse. Not only do they not know how to use technology, they happily destroy it for fun. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, J10. Yeah, you know what, Leo? It could have been. It could have been near up to October. I forget exactly what month I actually started going through that. Yeah, you could be right. It could have been September, October.
Thing, give them some technology. We didn't have Chromebooks. Where was my Chromebook back in the day? You know, you get some nice little technology, and people just want to destroy it because technically it's not theirs. Technically, it belongs to everybody else. This is why you can't have nice things, ever. Yeah, I just thought...
Wait. My nephew has been watching a YouTuber who said you don't need an education to be a streamer, so now he's thinking that's the way. Go. Oh my god. Chat, okay. For anyone that doesn't know about this, I stream, yes. I stream almost every day. And I stream for at least 5 hours a day, almost every day. I would love for this to be my full-time job. I would. I really would. But you know what? I also work 9 hours a day before I stream. Before I come onto the stream, talk with you guys, and we have fun, and I even do some raging, I work for 9 hours. Right? Like, every day. Monday through Friday. You don't, these kids, they're going to find out the hard way. You can't just jump into streaming and make it your full-time job. Yes, no, yes, yes, Atanoshi, I didn't realize that was indicating. It's not like, yeah, that's not a reflection of you guys not caring. Don't ever think that. Realistically speaking, guys, because of you guys, because of how wonderful every single one of you are, theoretically, I could quit my job and full-time stream if I wanted. Theoretically. My stream has grown to the point that theoretically, I could quit my job and go full-time streaming. The reason why I'm not is because I want to be careful with it. Do I want to quit my job and do stream full-time? Yes, I would love to do that. I would love to be able to stream full-time, increase the amount of hours that I'm streaming, and get to do all sorts of stuff. I would. But I'm being careful about it. Because too many people, like what these dumb fucking kids think, is you can just jump into streaming and you're gonna get rich. And it doesn't work that way. Exactly. And it's like and I don't want to just, at this stage with my stream, I don't want to suddenly, like, at the snap of a finger go, okay, guys, now it's all on you for me to be able to live month to month. I don't want to put that on you guys. And that's why I still continue to work. Like, will I someday maybe quit my job and stream full time? Sure. It's certainly a possibility. I may get to a point with streaming that I may be able to do that. And I do hope I can. But not right now. I actually do work in addition to streaming. These kids don't understand that. These kids are going to jump into streaming thinking this is going to be my career right off the jump. And I'm going to make thousands of dollars every week, just like Phase Connect or whatever. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't fucking work that way. I've seen so many VTubers saying on Twitter that they're quitting, that they can't make a go of it. I've seen so many people saying, I'm sorry, I just can't do it anymore. It's not working out. I'm selling off my model. I've got to quit. I've seen people say, like, I've streamed for like 2 years and I only get like 5 people in my stream at any given time. And that's the reality of it. I am very fortunate, and I realize this every fucking day. I am very fortunate that I was able to fairly quickly, grow this community, and it continues to grow. And I am fully aware and fully appreciative of how fortunate I am that I was able to do that for whatever reasons, because I'm a good streamer, because I got lucky, take your pick, or all of the above. And I'm very aware of how fortunate I am. But this is going to sound, I honestly can't believe I'm actually saying this. I am not the norm. As weird as it feels for me to say that, I am not the norm when it comes to the success of a stream. I was very fortunate that you guys were able to find me. I hit just the right little note with stuff that I've posted on YouTube of my streams, that you guys enjoyed it. You guys came to my stream. You've enjoyed what I've done. You've stayed. You've supported me. You've helped me and this whole community grow. And it is absolutely wonderful. I am not the norm. For many streamers, it will take them years to develop a community to the level that they will be successful, at least monetarily. But they don't know this going in. They don't think this. They think that they see the streamers, they see the popular streamers, and they think, oh yeah, I can do that. And they don't realize that when they do that, there are at minimum a few thousand other people doing the exact same thing. Possibly even the exact same way, and that they will be lucky to have 5 people in their stream for an entire year. That's the part that nobody tells them. And if there are any high school kids that are watching this, I have no idea if there are, I will flat out tell you, you do not go into streaming intending it to be your job. You go into streaming to have fun. If you go into it thinking you're going to make a job of this right off the bat, you're going to have the completely wrong mindset and you will fail. Being a successful streamer is not going into a business first. Ironically enough, it's about going in to have fun first. Because having fun with your community is what leads to more people coming in and having fun with you and growing and building your community. Anyways, fuck, I went off on a tangent there. We've got like 30 seconds left of this. Let's finish this. Tangent over for now. It's just stop destroying your school property and act like a decent fucking human being, you little heathens.
Technically, it belongs to everybody else. This is why you can't have nice things, ever. Yeah, I just thought this was insane. But hopefully, the few people that are doing this, well, it seems like quite a lot of people are doing this. Hopefully, they don't ruin it for the everybody else who needs a Chromebook in school, because that would be fucked. But
it's all business, baby.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It should never only be all about business. If you only make it all about business, you won't enjoy yourself. And that you'll be miserable on your stream.
Anyways, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time.
Yes. I didn't expect to go off on a tangent like that. But when he mentioned, when you mentioned that about how someone's putting up YouTube videos like, oh, this is easy to, this is so easy to just be a streamer, that kind of set me off. But honestly, I'm not sorry I went off on the tangent. I just wasn't expecting to.